It's called Back to School Health and Wellness Virtual Party, and it's a public event. I think there were links to it in our business page, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so there's a link there. If you haven't gotten an invite, you should be able to get to it from there. You can go ahead and invite people. We've started a discussion there. Stephanie's done a couple of posts, one of which was my story with a little humor added. So, and right now, what we want to do is really just start inviting people. I invited 65 people today, each with messages letting them know what was coming their way. And the spin I used on mine is, since I'll be presenting my story, was I also would like you there for moral support. So people are like, okay, sure.
Nice.
So I think that'll attract some of them too.
It does. And that's what Jody brought up last time, is when we did our online Zoom party sometime last year, you invited someone to come in and just support you for your story, and she ended up signing up. So it's a fun little gift to give to people when they come and support you and help you. And you can always ask for people's feedback. So let's go ahead and talk about inviting, because that's exactly where we're at. Thank you, Heather.
Okay. And just so you know, I also have reached out to a bunch of people who were no or not at this time before, because I could use the, hey, I'm not selling, I'd like you there for moral support and stuff. And a lot of them are like, oh, sure. If we're available, we'll be there.
Great. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that's exactly where we're at right now. We have our 3 speakers, and we went all different directions so we could hit a wide variety of our audience. So Heather Lyons, of course, and Heather has an incredible story if you guys want to look at that, but she's going to be bringing in weight loss, but also getting her mind in the right place to be able to do it correctly. And we have her before and after picture. If you haven't seen that, take a look. Because amazing job, Heather. What was your total weight loss so far?
Total, it's been 50 pounds. So
fantastic. Great job, Heather. That's awesome.
Thank you. And getting started on all those crazy half marathons too.
Right. And that's why I loved your humor, because I was not a runner either. So great. So take a look at that. If you guys all want to support her and make a comment, and we'll do some social proof and let everyone know how happy we are about Heather and her success. Next, we'll have Damon Hummel, who he is still on vacation. He's been out traveling the entire world pretty much recently. But Damon comes from a little bit of a weight loss story as well, but former athlete, male, turned into pudgy wrestling coach, turned into athlete again. And his story is going to combine a few different things of how he's really become dad again. Even though he was there before, he was just what happens to all of us. We get tired and lethargic, and we're just not able to give ourselves to our children. So he's going to come that direction. And then Christina, are you able to just give a brief little interview or overview of Mary Kay's story? Otherwise, I can. For a second.
Sorry, walked away.
Yep.
So Mary Kay's story is she was reluctant to start the product after I had started the product and was on it for about a month. And then I was basically in the morning just providing her shakes and ionics. And after a while, she noticed the difference between the ionics and shakes and really jumped on board, and then wanted to know more about the amp line because she does roller derby, and really informed herself about the amp line and hit the ground running with that. And now she's just on fire between doing the nutrition plus the performance side of it, just for both facets of her life. So yeah.
Beautiful.
That's her story. Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right, great. So those are going to be our 3 stories. So they're pretty good stories, obviously, but they're also very good stories to hit a wide variety of people. And so we want to take this opportunity right now to really support the presenter, show the social proof of how excited we are for them and that it really truly does work. You can feel free to add in a little bit of your story as well. And then we want to market and advertise this and go crazy. So all of your social media, your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the different places that you normally typically go to. Also, if you're involved in any groups, So obviously outside of Isogenics, but any meal planning groups, neighborhood groups, Swip and Swap or whatever those places are. There are so many different groups that we all belong into. See if you can add our advertisement for this there. And we're advertising it as back to school. How did you entitle it? I thought it was back to school, you get yourself back in shape or something along that line, but you guys get the gist of it. As the kids are going back to school, it's time for us to get ourselves back in shape, and hopefully we have a little bit more time to be able to do that. If now, just by getting the kids back in school kind of gives people a little bit of freedom to focus on themselves again. I'm debating, and I'd love to hear from you guys. I don't want to do it right now in August because August is still a little iffy as to when people start going back to school or not. But come September 1st, raise of hands, who is in for a transformation challenge? And putting that out there so that people can really start focusing on themselves again. Okay, awesome, majority rules. Okay, so we'll plan on that September 1st. We'll do some cash prizes, and we'll really want to advertise that. So we can use this Zoom call as well as when we're at celebration and everything else that we do in between to really amp that up. So don't focus on that right now, but you can throw little hints out to people. Hey, get started now, and then come September 1st, we're going to do a really big thing. But you don't want to draw them in until they say yes now, because if you talk about that happening in September, they may tell you, I'll just wait till September. But we don't want that. So we want to get them excited now, get them involved with our Zoom party, hear these stories, find out this is for them. And then as they continue to do great, they're really loving it, let them know, let's do a challenge and let's get your friends involved. You were involved with our August promotion. Now let's get your friends involved with our September. But it is invite time. So this is where we have to go crazy. We have 1 week to really get people out there. We talked about the numbers last time. And so as a group, we really, really want to hit a minimum of 500 people invited. And I think right now we're at about 140 was what I counted. And that was pretty much, 3 main people doing that. So we could easily hit 500 if we all focus on it. But it is the numbers game. And when you invite 500, probably about 80 will say yes, and then probably about 20 will actually show. So it's lower numbers online than it is in person. So that's why we do have to go crazy. But like as we talked about last week, you have to personally invite. So Heather, can you tell us a little bit about how you invited your friends today?
Well, I had kind of a generic skeleton of, hi, I'm doing weight loss. We're having this party. I'm going to be presenting. I'd love your moral support. But then I kind of added, I made sure each message or email was tailored to the person. And, the people I'm hitting first are the ones that I really know, so I can do that. So, but it was a lot of cutting and pasting and then just editing it for them specifically.
Perfect.
And that made it more duplicatable that way, though.
Exactly. More numbers and so on. Wonderful. Would you mind giving us an example of your copy paste in Biz and putting that out there so that if that's what people want to do, they can do it? Great. Thank you. All right, great. So if you're a speaker, which Damon and Mary Kay are not, but however, we have Christina and Heather, you do really, truly want to use you speaking and your story as a way to bring people on. And I know from firsthand experience, sometimes when I speak, I really don't want to invite those that are close to me because I'm like, oh man, they're going to be listening and judging me and all of that stuff. But they really don't. They want to come and they want to support. And when you start throwing that information out there of, hey, can you support me? You can also go the direction of, I'm going to be speaking more. I'm going to be reaching out to more people. I would love your feedback. I'd love your opinion on my story. I'd love to hear how my story comes across. Your friends will jump on just to help you with that because everyone wants to help. They just don't know how. But as we all know, and Greta and Annie and I have seen this over the years for sure, when people hear our stories, whether they were interested or not in the beginning, there's something that happens. When they hear that story and they see all these people and these people getting excited, Or maybe honestly, it's not even your story that does it for them, but it's somebody else's story. They will get excited. And so it's an opportunity for you to punch through that wall that may have been up in the past and get through that so that they hear it from a different side. There's a lot to be said about social proof, which is another reason why we want to have these calls packed. But also hearing from the other people in those stories, because they know us as us. And when we tell them, hey, this is great, you should do this and do what I do, and they're just like, yeah. If you have any friends like that, we all have a couple. But when they hear Heather or Mary Kay or Damon come on and they're like, oh my gosh, that really happened to them, maybe I should check into this. We don't care what excites them or who excites them as long as they get excited. And so use these stories to really get out there. Now, if you're not personally telling your story, and then go the direction of, this is our team and these are some people I'm working directly with. And, obviously you can go the direction of, I really want you to hear the story, and this is something that I think you would really enjoy. This reminded me a lot of you. Come and meet our team. Come and meet the people that I'm surrounded with right now. You can pick all kinds of different directions depending on the person you're talking to. Or keep it as simple and plain, copy paste, just like Heather did. We're going to be presenting all kinds of great stories next Tuesday. I'd really love to share this with you, get your feedback, and see if it's something you're interested in. Bring a friend with you and keep it as simple as that. Whatever direction you choose to go, hello Erin, is perfect. All right? You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So whatever it is. And we'll continue to do these. The fall is a great time to really kick in these personal stories, because that's, again, when people are they're either getting a little bit more sluggish because it's winter months, or they've kicked it in because their kids are back in school. So either way, we're going to be there for them. All right. Questions, comments about how to invite, who to invite, and who do you invite? Can anyone answer that question? That's a simple one. Who do you invite?
Everyone.
Right? Okay, good. Thank you, Jody. But just personally invite them before you throw them into the group. Have your number. Know exactly how many people you want to reach out to, and make it a large number so that you really force yourself to get out there. And remember, we're going to do cash prizes for those that invite the most and those that have the most in attendance. And of course, it'll be up to each person to let me know those numbers. I won't be able to count. So just kind of keep track of that. So if you want to invite 100, keep track of that. As Jim will always tell you, know your numbers, because sometimes it will make you feel like you're copy pasting and you're inviting all these people, but then you go back and you didn't actually invite quite as many. So just keep track in increments of 10, 15, 20, whatever it may be. And then you got to watch to see who says yes. There are a lot of people who will tell you they want to go to the party. You send them the invite, and then nothing happens. Has anyone had that before? Right? It happens. It just happens. It happens amongst our team members, where I invite them, I tell them about it, and then all of a sudden they just continue to stay there. So it's just life. Heather, you have a little bit of control over that. You can actually mark on there yes, no, or maybe if they haven't responded. So if anyone has someone that you know is really wanting to go, but they haven't marked yes yet, go ahead if you're okay, Heather. I've tried to do it on my end. I can't because you did it. So you're the only one. But go ahead and text or private message Heather and just let her know the names. Try and get a collection of names first of those who said yes or maybe. And then that increases our numbers. So we need our numbers to be nice and high so that people want to join. Obviously, right now we have a ton of people who are on our team and not that many guests. So important for us to get our guests, right? But our guests don't know if their team members are guests. So right now they're just kind of looking at the numbers. 14 people are coming. Okay, cool. But once we start hitting the 20, 30, 40, 50 person mark, that's when people get excited, and that's when they really feel like, oh my gosh, there is something to this. There's really something going on. I really need to get on that call. There are so many people jumping on. I need to figure out what everyone else is doing. It's the girl next door, the boy next door situation. They've got the Ferrari, you don't. You want it, you've got to do what they do. So it's, again, so important for us to get those numbers up and get them there. Okay, other questions and comments about inviting people, who, how many, anything like that?
Yeah. So if they text back like, great, I'd love to be there, we can go in and mark them as a yes or a maybe at least.
Yeah, you're the only one that can do that though, Heather.
Okay, so if you want to message me, or I'll make sure I check both message boxes on Facebook.
All right, thank you so much. So Heather Sharma Lyons, guys, you'll find her. But if you can do me a favor, give her a collection of names, not just one at a time. That'd be great. All right, Jody, you had another question.
Yeah. On the, like, when you personally invite, do you send your messages first and let them know that you're going to invite them to the party?
I do. Let's have anyone that's been inviting people to parties for a while. Greta and Annie both have done several. I do personally invite them, and I don't talk on the phone that much to a lot of people anymore. Everything is some kind of typed text. So I will private message them, and I'll ask them, hey, we're having a party on Tuesday. It's online. It's going to be 30, 40 minutes long, has some incredible stories. I know you have always been interested in our product. Would you be available to come and hang out with us for a half an hour? And if they say yes, then I do invite them at that point.
What if they don't answer you? Do you invite them anyway?
So if they don't answer you, not necessarily, no. If they don't answer you and they're not someone that you really think has an absolute interest, like we know our friends and team members that will for sure go, right? That they have an interest. Maybe they just haven't seen it or they haven't had an opportunity to get back to you. They're okay to mark. But your friends who are not involved whatsoever or anything like that, no. You should really get some kind of information back from them. Otherwise, we're just increasing our numbers of invites, which I do love. The new online program doesn't show that. I don't think, I'm an admin, so if anyone gets in there and can let me know, I think they have it. So you only see the people going and the interested. You don't get to see all the invites. But if you can see those invites, we don't want to show 500 invited and only 20 going. Yeah, and then if they didn't say yes, then chances are they're not paying attention to any of the posts. They're not watching anything, and they probably won't show up. So you want that commitment.
I do have one other question. I'm having a tasting party on the 30th, and so I've invited several of those people to that. So I've just sneezed. I've tried not to.
Bless you.
So I'm kind of worried about inviting to this too soon, but I can't really wait until the 30th to do it, because if the same people that were kind of thinking about actually coming out for a tasting party are then like, oh, I can do this in my pajamas on Tuesday night, then maybe they won't come. So would you have any worries about that, or just go ahead and do it?
And Greta, I'd love your thoughts too. She's saying no, and
I wouldn't. I would invite maybe your out-of-town people to the online party. So people that can't come to your house or that haven't committed to coming to your house, target those people. But if I know that when I'm inviting people to my house and they say yes, I want them to come to my house. Yeah. And that's belly to belly is, I mean, bottom line, it's way more effective. It always has been. These Zoom calls are great, but belly to belly is always the best because they can see it, they can drink it, they can taste it, they can smell it. I mean, it's awesome. So I would send an invite out to, all those people that are out of state or people that can't make it to your party and have said, I can't make it.
Okay. So what about like people I've invited who haven't said if they're going or not going yet?
I would wait and hear from them. So if they say they can't, then I'd say, well, you know what? We're going to have an online party. But if they just don't respond to you, then there's a reason they're not responding. Maybe they're not ready. I just know I like to do what I would want done to me. That's how I always sort of judge it too. So
yeah,
that's sort of a tricky one you have a day apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jody, that gives you an opportunity to call them. So if they haven't responded yet, then you
Okay.
can call them of, hey, I'm just wondering, are you coming? And I would love to see you. And if they're like, I cannot, go, okay, you know what? No big deal, because I'm actually doing an online version tomorrow.
Okay.
But that's only if they cannot.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, great. Annie, Greta, you guys have invited many people over the years. How do you guys go about inviting?
Annie, do you want to go first?
Sure. So my method of inviting people, I've actually done the opposite. I'll go through and invite them through the invite, and then I will share the invite in their private message and add a little something. I'd love for you to join me on this. Can you make time on Thursday to join me to learn a little bit more about what I'm passionate about, what I think will help you? It just depends who I'm reaching out to, but I do send everybody a private message. I think this next time I'll approach it differently, as Stephanie suggested, just saying, hey, can you hang out with me for half an hour, and then invite them. I'll do the opposite and see what happens. One other thing that I do is, like, usually about the day before, I'll do a live video, and I'll just start letting people know what I have going on. I won't say specifically all the details. I try to keep it as short as possible so that they could be like, what is she doing? What is it that she's doing? I could use more energy. You know what? I want a simpler way of eating in the day. So I'll just do like a short little video. I don't script it at all. I just kind of speak from the heart. I feel like it just comes out a little bit more natural that way. And that's pretty much what I do. And I write down everybody that, I reach out to everybody that comments, and I am guilty of not reaching out to everybody that likes the video because I wasn't really sure what I should say when they like it. And I didn't want them to say, oh, well, if I like her stuff, she's going to message me right away. So that was just some crazy talk up here. But what I will do next time is definitely reach out to all the likes as well.
Oh, that'd be great, Annie. I think that would be great because there are so many people that see it and they just like, but they don't have a reason or a need or the time to comment. And if you just keep it as simple of, hey, thanks so much for liking my video about our online party coming up on Tuesday. Do you have 30 minutes that you can come and join us? Just something simple so that they don't feel like, I know what you're saying, that you're going to bombard them every time they like one of your comments.
Right. Whether it's, just a random post of us playing basketball, right, or, I just don't want them to feel that.
Right.
But I think that that's, coming from a good place.
Good.
Keeping it short and sweet. I like that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, Greta.
So let's see. I reach out to all my no's or not nows, and I'm pretty faithful with that. They have, over the years, even thanked me for being faithful. I'm not sure why they thank me because they keep saying no. But one day they will. And then I go through my list of people that maybe were interested, or even go through my list. I keep an ongoing list of people that have liked my transformation photos or recipes or anything where I'm talking about health. So I sort of keep a mental list, and then I jot it down too. And so, can you hear this thing squeaking? I'm so sorry. I'm swinging and it squeaks. I'm so sorry. Deal with it, right? So anyway, so I invite those people as well. And how I invite is usually I'll message them. If I'm privy to their phone number, then I'll text them. Sometimes I like to text them more than I do message on Facebook. I think messages on Facebook sometimes get lost, especially if they're not on Messenger, which I have a few friends that aren't. And then they'll respond like 2 weeks later, a month later, and say, oh, I just saw this. So that's sort of a bummer. I talk about it a lot. So if anyone says anything to me, or especially like at work, I make shakes every morning at work. So I have a group of people that always seem to comment on my shakes. What do you put in it? What's in it? And so during those times, I'll say, hey, you know what? We've got this great online party you can come to. You know, would you be interested in hearing? So I do a lot of verbal connection. And then I think this time too, and I did it last time, is I'm going to post on Facebook an invite and say, you know, if anybody's interested in learning more about the nutritional program that I'm a part of. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say, please comment below or get back to me. I'm going to say, like this message. So if they like it, come on. I will message them and I will call them and I will hunt them down. Just but I will get with them. And so someone else told me that too. Ask them to like it, not message. Because some people, you know, are so used to right away. I know I'm at fault at always hitting the message button right away too. So that's just me. That's just a thought.
That's fantastic, Greta. I love that. And so if anyone wants to take the message that you send out to people and put it into Game Changers Biz so that we can use that, especially if you don't know what to say, or just use it as an idea, a blueprint to go. But I love the idea of just like. That's simple and easy for people. And there are so many people who are interested in what we have to say and what we do, but it's actually typing that out or picking up the phone that is tricky for certain people. And then once they do, of course, they fall in love. But hitting a like button is pretty fast and easy. So I think that's fabulous. Thank you. All right, great. Okay. Any other questions or pieces of information or anything about inviting? Obviously, that's the big part of it. The event, it all comes down to how many people can we get on our call. So any questions on that? Yes.
I have a question for Annie. When you do your video, like the day before, did you say that you do a live video just on your wall, or did you say you put a video in the event?
Oh, good question, Jody. Hi, by the way. I do a live video on my wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it on my personal wall, and then, you know, it just goes from there, and it just pretty much, it's a pretty much an all-day thing. Once you do it, you know, you have people going back and forth. Some people won't comment, but they'll send a private message. I did find out from a couple of friends that, because I asked, oh, was there something wrong with the comment section? Like, I just wondered why you private messaged me. I'm just curious. And one of my girlfriends was like, because I'm at work and my boss is my friend and I don't want her to see that I'm like on Facebook during. So that makes a lot of sense too, you guys. Mm-hmm. So if you keep that in mind, if it's like during business hours and if they private message, it's probably because, you know, they're at work and they don't want anybody to see that.
Good point.
Just a little extra that just came to mind.
I have that problem all day.
Right.
Yep.
You can also do a really quick video that you can text message out. And people do like to see, hear, and feel you. You just have to be super quick about it, get right to the point, and give them all the details and the information with a big smile. You have less than 60 seconds, and it will count you down. But and you can just copy paste that. Not everyone will be able to get your video. So, but you'll be told by your phone if they did not receive it. So then you can go back and do a typed version as well. One or the other. All right, great. Okay. Anything else? Christina, Aaron, you guys have been quiet. Any questions about inviting?
Sorry, I had you on mute. No, I'm listening.
Okay. Obviously, I'm assuming you and Mary Kay are going to go crazy with the Derby girls.
Yes, definitely.
Great. So, Aaron, I think you know, but Damon is going to be one of our speakers. So use that as part of your opportunity to invite people of, hey, my good friend or our good friend Damon is going to be speaking. I know you've heard me talk about him and his story. Jump on the call and hear it directly from him. And especially your mutual friends. But, you know, anyone that has been around you at all that you have shared his story with, because I know you do, just let them know. You're going to hear directly from Damon. All right, great. Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, let's talk about the outline. Anything else?
I do have one more question.
Yep.
And maybe a suggestion, I'm not sure. Like when we're doing this and you were just saying, like to be able to tell people that this is a friend of mine or whatever, I realize we're not supposed to have a whole bunch of Isogenics people on our Facebook, but I'm wondering, would it be beneficial to have maybe those speakers join, everybody kind of join up as friends for even a week before or in a few days after, and then just unfriend each other again? Like, because if you're saying that's your friend and then they look and that person's not even a Facebook friend, how authentic is that?
Right, I know, and you've brought that up before. So, I think that's a fabulous idea. However, you guys want to handle it afterwards, I'll leave that up to you guys. But I think that is a great idea, and it shows a lot of support for them too. So it works both ways. So when Jody, you say, this is my friend and I'm excited for their story, and then they respond back with a quick message, that does show that authenticity. But then let's say it's Heather, you share Heather's story on your wall and you tag her, that shows Heather's friends that she is loved and supported, and maybe they should pay more attention to her.
Right, and for me right now, I'm not even close to max out on, I hate to say I only have like 241 friends. When I see how many you all have, it's crazy. But so like for people who are not really worried about that at the moment, I guess it'd be more okay to have Isogenics people that you're working with, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to point out to you. It's okay to have your team members, and you should always have all of your downline. Anyone that's in your downline should definitely be friends with you on Facebook. But your other team members are perfectly fine too. What happens though is, and this may happen to you, we'll see. You go to Celebration and you hear these speakers present and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to become friends with them on Facebook and watch them and see how they do everything. That doesn't always work out. What you can do is follow them so you can see what they're doing, but they don't have to take up your space and you don't take up their space, because nothing is going to happen there. People that are in your downline and on your team, there is a huge financial interest there. So it's perfectly fine for you guys to be friends with each other so that you know what's going on. Maybe they need support. Maybe you need support mentally, physically, whatever it is. But that's that community bond.
Well, and see, I don't actually know how I'm connected financially to anyone on this call except, well, I only think I know how I'm connected to you. But as a team working together, even if we're not financially connected, it's still that social proof.
Yep. Absolutely is.
Okay.
Yeah. You just don't want to go crazy with people that you really don't know, that you're not necessarily going to be building with. But your community is your community. It's your tribe. And you're going to find out a lot more about them on their page. But, I mean, don't go through like our product group and friend. And I know you wouldn't, so I'm just speaking in general. But that doesn't do people any good. But if you're constantly working with them and you're interacting and you're having a relationship, then yes, I do think you should be friends with them.
Okay.
And I don't think you have to be a friend with them, like to say, like, my friend's going to be on this call, because, like, for instance, Heather, I've never met you, but I'm super excited to hear your story, and we're not friends, I don't think, on Facebook, because I have way too many friends I don't know yet, but I can see someone on my team, and that makes sense. So I can say, I have 3 people, and that's what I told a girl today. And I didn't even know who was going to be on the call, but I knew there was 3 of you. So I said, I have 3 of my teammates that are going to be on this call and presenting their stories. And they were like, what are their stories? I was like, I'm going to swear, shit, I don't know. But I was like, I think one has a fabulous weight loss story. One, I think, is a male, so I was like, maybe an athlete story, and the other one you're just going to have to find out about. I didn't know. But see, you don't have to know everything. That's what's so great about this. You are my teammates, and so you don't have to be my friends on Facebook, but you're more than welcome to, because I love it. But so that's just one of my thoughts on that team and, friend thing. I think it's okay.
Always good to show all the different sides with everything. Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about stories and how we're going to market. So in the event, I did a quick little synopsis of the 3 different stories and their pictures. However, every single one of them is going to give us a detailed story. Heather was the first one to do it. Thank you so much, Heather. So go ahead. If you guys want to celebrate Heather and put this out on your wall, when you invite people from your page, you're not really truly inviting them. It's more of an information source. But if you want to say, come and join us or learn more about it or anything like that, that's fine. But just know that's not a true invite. But when you put Heather and Damon and Mary Kay's story out there, you're informing people as to what these stories are going to be. So whether you've already invited them or you're going to be inviting them, they get an idea. You also will find other people on your wall that are like, that's really cool. That's me. I want to hear more about that. So I do highly recommend to market on your personal wall and share these stories. So Damon will be coming up with his very soon, and I think Mary Kay is coming up with hers soon. You can go ahead and take from my little one if you want to, or within a day or two, if they get their stories out there, we'll have those. All right, great. So in the actual event, we need to do a few things as a team. So we have a little storyline as to how this is going to work. We also need someone to explain Zoom. And we're going to have to explain Zoom a couple times. So if you're really familiar and good at explaining Zoom, if you want to take that post, let us know. You can comment here or, just go ahead and do it. That'd be fantastic. Once we have 1 or 2 in there, we don't need to do any more except until the day of. And then we need to get them on Zoom, right? We need them to understand that. We can go ahead and use my number. It's unlimited, so use this number that you called in today, and then I'll record it. And you can obviously let people know we'll record it. So if they tell you, which this is a common thing that happens, it's very frustrating. So if anyone has a solution, let me know. But when I invite them to come to the party and they're not available on that day, they click can't go. Whereas, quickly write back to them and say, look, you don't have to be there that day. Continue in our group. You'll see our posts, the stories, and I will post a recorded version of the party. So you can join at any time. So that's what we want to really kind of get through to everyone is even if you can't make it right then and there, still stay a part of it. So I don't know if someone wants to do a post about that, or Heather, if you want to add that in the general description, as well as a post as well. But we need to have just a few posts letting people know some of these different tricks. So again, let us know if you want to do any of those posts. That'd be great. And then we want to get people excited to hear these stories. So they are going to be telling us their favorite product. Heather is, of course, Healthy Mind and Body. So either Heather or someone else, if you want to do a little post on Healthy Mind and Body, and of course the video, the link to the video. Christina, do you know what Mary Kay is going to do?
She'll probably do ionics because that's like her favorite thing in the world.
Right. Okay, great. So we'll plan on that. So either Mary Kay, which I prefer it not be the speaker. I prefer that it's someone else giving that backup that this is one of our favorite products because they're going to be talking about it. So if any one of you wants to do a post on ionics and what it does for you, that'd be great. Erin, any idea what Damon will do? I honestly don't know.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I know he loves the shakes, obviously.
Okay, let's just tell him to do the shakes.
Okay.
We'll just have him do the shakes because we want to hit our main products. However, we need to hit some of our other products in between. So just a couple posts scattered throughout this next week, and we can come up with the schedule. But we want to definitely have our other pillars. So the vitamins, and go ahead and chat in the chat box if you'd be willing to do these posts. So number 1, the vitamins. Number 2, the cleanse. 3, ionics. 4, shakes. 5, amp line in general, which Christina, I'm just going to go ahead and give that one to you. Okay, great. And what am I missing, guys? What would be another product that's an absolute must? E-shots or something like that. Greens. Greens is a great one. So yeah, Jody, go ahead. I'll have you do greens. And so you want to make it an informative post. It's not just a quick, I love my greens and a picture of greens. It needs to be very informative of what do the greens do for you. We love our greens. Our greens taste sweet, and this is what they do for us. I have a glass of these greens every day, and I feel. So do the feel, felt sound, or feel, felt. Yeah, you won't say there. Do that so that people can have your experience. Oh, great. Thank you. And I'm not writing this down. So I'll just count on you guys to do it. So Greta's got Ionics.
I'll write it down if you want me to.
That'd be great. Then we don't miss anything. Okay, great. Life gets busy sometimes, guys. And so sometimes you have all the intentions to do something and then something happens and you don't get to it. So a friendly little reminder is always good. And I feel that way myself. So if I ever say something and you need to remind me, just remind me. All right, great. Anyone else willing to do the vitamins, cleanse, or shake? If not,
don't all jump up at once.
Aaron, I know you take the vitamins. Can you do that?
I can, yeah.
Great. Oh, sleep spray? You want to do sleep spray, Aaron?
I love that stuff, yeah.
Sleep spray is good, and that's a big problem in our society. So I think that's definitely a good one to do. If you want to, you could incorporate sleep spray and vitamins. That is an okay thing to incorporate the two. Okay. And you can steal. If you go into any of our product groups and search, and then you just search for a really super good post and go ahead and take that. Change it for whatever we need to change it for, of course. But there are so many great posts in there that you can just copy paste and put in there. But read through it word by word to make sure that it's appropriate. But the sleep spray. And guys, whatever you put in the event, please put in our product page and on your wall. You don't have to go crazy on your wall. If you don't want to push a product on your wall, that's perfectly fine. But if you're doing a story or a video or anything like that, and you like to post that on your wall, go ahead and just hit all three things so that's there. But definitely product pages without a question, because our groups need to see this information even if they're not coming to the event. Okay, Annie, can you do cleanse? She's not there. We'll just tell her to do cleanse because she's not there. All right, great. Did we hit them all?
Shake. Who's doing shake?
Oh, shake. Okay, I'll do
Damon?
What's that?
Damon's talking about shake, but who's posting?
I will.
Who said that?
Stephanie.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, cool. So everyone needs a specific day. We don't want to bombard people with 5 posts in one day. We want to kind of spread it out. So we can just go according if you guys want, or we can get very systematic with it. Greta, do you have a preference? You've done many.
Oh, I would do one a day. I would do one a day post on the products, but then are we also going to do any stories? Are they going to share their story too? So a story and a product a day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, great. So why don't we find out? So Heather already did her story. So one of us needs to do the healthy mind and body, a post for that, maybe like tomorrow. I can do that if anyone's not real comfortable with that. Or Jody, you're really good at that. You love healthy mind and body.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know on that one.
Okay, I'll do it.
I thought Heather was the guru on that one. Did you like to help?
She is, but she's going to present. So we want to hear different people.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do healthy mind and body tomorrow, and then if we can get MK to do her story, and then Greta, we'll have you do the post on Ionics as soon as you see Mary Kay's story.
That's tomorrow.
We're going to try for tomorrow. Well, I'm going to do healthy mind and body, so why don't we give her tomorrow's Wednesday? Let's give her Thursday. And then
the Ionics on Thursday?
Yeah, either Thursday or Friday.
You got it.
Okay, great. So then we'll get Damon to post his story. I'll have him post Friday, and then I'll do the post either Friday or Saturday, probably Saturday. And then we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So then we need Annie and Aaron and Christina. And Jody, what are you doing?
Greens.
Greens. Okay. So go ahead and pick a day, a different day from everyone. No more than 2 in one day.
Do you mean me?
Okay, so I'll have Mary Kay and Greta post Thursday. Damon and I will post Friday.
And then who is posting tomorrow? We only have a healthy mind and body. Who else is posting?
I can post tomorrow, Christina, on AMP.
Great.
On Amped, okay.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Thursday.
Okay, so Jody, Aaron, and Annie.
Tomorrow?
We're
day?
good with tomorrow. So right now we're looking at Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Oh, okay.
Aaron took Sunday.
Why don't I do Saturday? Because Sunday I have that party, so I'm going to be preoccupied.
Excellent. Okay, Annie, you're going to post Monday.
You got it.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So if you feel like we need one more thing in there, know that that's just a feeling. It happens to all of us. You don't. Yeah.
But you know what? Comment on all our posts. That's important. So like when someone posts, make comments on it and do your own. Like I know when we post products, just because I say I love Ionics doesn't mean that that's the gospel, right? All of you need to post, oh my gosh, Ionics for me is this, or like for greens, I love greens. So I'll post on that one and say I use it every morning in my shakes. You know, I love knowing that I get 8 servings of veggies. So comment on everyone's posts.
Yeah, very, very important. Social proof, guys, on everything. If anything is quiet, people second guess it. So we've got to have a list of different people. All right, cool, good. But the feeling will happen, just so you know. We're like, oh my gosh, we've been pretty quiet today. Maybe we should post something. It really, truly is just a feeling. Let it go. All right, we'll do another post about Zoom that day. Again, how to get on Zoom, how to upload it, or just click here. They don't have to be seen. They don't have to be heard, as long as they can get on and hear, and preferably they do see the stories. And then during the party, it's so important for every single one of us to watch the comments. All right, they're going to have questions, they're going to have comments. We have to work together as a team to make sure we cover that. And even if one person comments, if you feel a need that you want to give some more to that, go right ahead. Again, social proof. We just obviously never fight with each other. It's always conducive of, yes, I agree, and this is how I use it, or this is what has happened to me, your story. We'll end it. I hope to end it right at 6:30, but we'll give ourselves that 10-minute time frame. The speakers are set up so that we should end at 6:25, 6:30. And then immediately after that, you want to get in touch with every one of your guests that attended. All right, so if they attended and they were asking questions, they're number 1 to call. Physically pick up the phone and call them. Thanks for attending. I know you had a lot of questions. What can we do? We're going to offer free enrollment, so they'll have prizes. They'll have a reason why they want to enroll either that day or the next day. You know, we'll extend it for about 48 hours. But we give them a time frame, so that's somewhat fast. And then those that they're next. And then those that attended but didn't say anything, they're next. And you may or may not know that, but we'll do a post during the party. And for those of you that are experienced with me, if you guys want to help me do those type of posts of who's here, shout your name out if you're here, and who invited you. We're just going to do real simple 1 to maybe 3 of those posts just to find out who is there. And then hopefully the stories get the interaction. And, you know, guys, I'm going to have to apologize to you. We're doing a Zoom call. I kind of intermixed our Facebook online parties with that. So it will be a Zoom call. There may not be many people in the event, but we'll still have to watch both. All right? So we'll try and encourage them to chat. That's really where most people are going to do stuff. So if they have a question, and we can say that as we start the introduction and the welcome, if you have any question, just chat it out. And, you know, a lot of the great speakers that are out there, to make sure they have people's attention, will make a question and be like, is everyone with me? Say, I am. And then you get them to comment in the chat button, I am. All right, it's a great way to really pull in your audience to make sure that people are paying attention and you can find who's watching. Our chat button will go away. Unless you take a snapshot of it, you won't be able to go back and revisit that. So we kind of have to watch chat and make sure. But that's a great way to find what's going on. So I'll open it. Would anyone like to close it? I can open and close. If anyone wants to open or close, let me know. Otherwise, I can do both. It runs really nice and smooth when you only have, 3 to 5 speakers at the most. Keeps it really nice and easy. And then, of course, you guys need to make sure to mute your phones. As the host, I can mute, but I'll also be busy. So if you guys notice people speaking, you'll get a little yellow line around their face. Go ahead and either message them if you know them personally or chat, hey, do you mind muting? And then as soon as I stop speaking and someone else is speaking, I can go ahead and mute them so that we don't hear it, because it is very, very intruding when people are speaking and hearing other things in the background.
Steph, I suggested this last time we did a Zoom call too. And for my people that I really want to make sure they get on and it goes smooth, because sometimes technically, if they have a technical problem with Zoom, it's sort of just, unfortunately, it puts a bad taste in their mouth and, they just have a bad experience. So what I've been doing for those that I know that are coming, right? I actually do a Zoom call. So I set Zoom up with them, get their app going, and then I practice with them.
Right.
I know that sounds goofy, but it makes a world of difference. And so we'll practice. I'll say isn't this fun? See how comfortable it is? All you have to do is just get on. If you don't want your face to show, you can swipe over, and I'll go through the whole thing. And then when the event comes, they're more apt to be on time and be present and not be afraid of the whole big Zoom app.
Totally. Great. That is fantastic. Thank you for that, Greta. Really good plan. All right, guys. Other questions from you guys about the call or the party? Anything in particular that is going on with you that you want to take just a couple minutes and discuss? Anything? All right, you guys are good. All right, let's rock it this week. We should have a free enrollment code tomorrow. So as soon as anyone hears about that, we'll put that out there. A couple people are asking already. Peach Mango is still out, so continue to present that and share that with different people. If you have any questions or concerns about celebration coming up, please get in the event group and ask. Your question is probably a question that someone else has. So the more comments we have in there, the better. I did just do a poll, about the party gala, but I think there was something else. So go ahead and look in there and go ahead and give your answers to the poll. And then is there anything else, anything about celebration or anything else anyone wants to cover? All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I'm so excited about this event. We'll continue to do a couple things in between us, just make sure we're on it. But any questions you have, ask. Enjoy inviting people. This is an opportunity for you to touch them and to really connect with that relationship again. All right, guys. You guys have a fantastic evening. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for joining.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Great job, Heather. That was all because of you. You know that, right?